trying to sway you cause I ain't got all the answers. I'm just trying to convey to you, I be taking some chances. If my shit don't pertain to you, you can check out your man shit. You ain't teach us a damn thing, you ain't give us the game. We was giving you signals, but you ain't give us a...
Hi, welcome to another episode of I Don't Have the Answers, but let's talk about it anyway. I'm your host, Tim the Answer Man 4, and I want to welcome you to my show. For those of you who've not participated in my show before, shame on you. You are really missing out. It's about time. Welcome. For those of you that's been through the last year with me and watched all the episodes and listened to everything, I appreciate it. Thank you. Please tell your friends. No, seriously. Tell your friends. This week, I want to talk about a little bit about some of the events that are coming up soon. I'm going to try to prepare you for what's going to happen. Well, as best as I can. So for the last year, we've talked about different things that I've seen and witnessed and how I recommended getting through different things and how you can change little bits here and there. This next one's going to be a little rough for some of us. It's the holidays. For whatever reason, every year, holidays are a little tough on people. This year's going to be a little bit worse. I got to say it. For all of you out there that deal with mental health patients or with that volunteer and help with any kind of situations where you might be in contact with people of depression, I'm sorry. It's going to be worse this year, I believe. With everything else that we've dealt with this year, holidays are going to hurt. Because we have got to adapt to a new world and we've got to change the way we do things, and holidays are going to be even worse than they used to. Why? Why, Tim? Well, we're not supposed to socially congregate anymore. And I agree that to an extent we've got to continue with this isolation until we have a better grasp and a better handle on what's going on with COVID. So it's going to be difficult. There's going to be three groups of people, basic groups. One, the ones that rebel against change and are going to do what they want anyway. Two, the ones who ignore it, think there's nothing out there and they're going to just go about their business whichever way they want to. And three, the people who adapt. They accept the terms, they adapt, and they live their life as full as possible within those constraints. That last group is the ones that are, in my opinion, going to be the most successful. And the other two groups are going to cause problems for us. Because yes, I'm in the adapting group. Now, what are some of the things that you can do to adapt to this new social climate? Be conscientious about your guests and your family members. Have an open dialogue with them before any social gathering that you have planned, to let them know, okay, this is who I've got coming. This is the precautions that we're going to be putting in place. We're going to do our best to stay at least as socially distant as possible, but be aware. So by giving your guests that information ahead of time, you can help them to make the decision whether or not they want to attend. Another thing you can do is use technology. There are some people that aren't going to be able to travel to your home for Christmas or for Thanksgiving this year. Accept it. Might be a little awkward, but use technology to the best of your ability. If you have the opportunity to do so, set up some cameras and make sure you and go live with your meal for that family member or that gathering. Share what's going on with them in a way that they can experience it even if they're not there. Be respectful. If they don't want to be there because they're scared or they're not comfortable, do not criticize them, especially publicly. Let them have their own feelings and let them have their own decisions and beliefs. Be respectful. That even goes for talking about them behind their back. Don't do it. Don't type nothing. Don't post nothing. Just keep your mouth shut, keep your opinion to yourself, and move on. Be accommodating. If you're going to be the host, go through the extra steps. Make sure you have the hand sanitizer available. You might want to have a couple disposable masks in case somebody feels uncomfortable. They get there and they realize that they forgot to bring a mask and there was more people there than they thought. Have a couple on hand at the door. Let them know. Make sure things are disposable. Some people now, they're not really looking at the reusable items as being convenient, as sanitary as they used to be. Just be conscientious and accepting and accommodating. Just make sure that you're thinking all the way through all these things. Maybe plan events in a location that allows for more space so that people don't have to be right next to each other. Give them a little bit more elbow room at the table. And if you're not feeling the best, don't go. I know in times past there was nothing that was going to keep me away from going to a family member's parties. I might have the sniffles, but I'd still show up. We can't do that now. We've got to be better at being better. We've got to consider all these things, because do you really want to step into a family gathering and get everybody sick now with the stuff that we're passing around today? I don't. I mean, I apologize to the family members that are about to hear this. Some of y'all are old. I don't want to be the one to get you the last cold or the last flu. So, if you're sick, stay home. Log into Zoom. Watch Turkey Day from a distance. I know it's not the same. Maybe I'll mail you a turkey dinner or something. But we've got to be thoughtful. This is a different world now. It's not temporary. This is not going to go away. I've got some friends of mine who are still rebelling against the new way of doing things. They're thinking, oh, it'll blow over. It'll be done soon. I don't think so. This is our new flu. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just giving my own opinion based on just things that I've read myself. I'm not saying that there isn't a possibility, but I'm going to be as realistic as I can. This is going to be here for a while. We're going to have to deal with it. So make a choice. Do you want to spend the holiday season pissing off people left, right, and center because you weren't willing to accommodate their beliefs and their hopes? Or do you want to enjoy it as best as you can? Personally, I would like to enjoy my time with the family and loved ones without feeling guilty for forcing them to do something they don't want to. I mean, this year we were going to be taking a train to go to New York, but I was reminded that I've got to think about others. And I wasn't thinking about my sister-in-law when we made the plans, and I didn't realize, and I feel terrible, but it would have caused a very big hardship on them, and I didn't want to do that. Sharon and I made a decision that we're not going to go for our annual trip up there. And it hurts. It hurts a lot. But we got to realize that this is a new world. We've got to take the appropriate steps to make sure that everybody is comfortable. Or you can ignore it and ignore the feelings of other people and pretend that everything's going to be fine. There will not be a place for you at the table at my house if that is the way that you're thinking. We have a healthy dose of reality in this house. I'm comfortable with the beliefs that we have. And I urge you all to be just as comfortable on your end too. So with that, I'm going to end this week's show, letting you know that, yet again, I don't have all the answers, but I will still talk about them anyway. And I'm going to be posting a survey in the coming days, asking for some feedback on the various different channels that I have and social media outlets. I want your opinion. I want your feedback. Because this show is going to be evolving. It's going to be taking some steps in a new direction over the next few months. And I want you to help me engineer that new direction. Help me create the new path. In addition to the changes for this show, I will be launching a new show with my son. You saw him a couple weeks ago, and he wants to do his own show. So we're going to be doing the Kidtastic Kitchen with Lucas. Stay tuned for more information about that. But I look forward to getting your feedback, because I want to continue doing the show. It feels good to me, and I just want to know that there are people out there that are listening and watching that feel just as good about it as well. Thank you very much for joining, and I wish you all a great week. Thank you.